In 2007, a single device didn't just enter the market, it rewrote the entire rulebook for technology, and the mind behind it was a man whose own story is stranger than fiction. We remember Steve Jobs as the ultimate visionary, a business titan, and a modern genius. But what if the very traits that built an empire also contained the seed of his tragic end? The answer lies in a journey that started long before Apple, in the life of an unwanted child who would change everything. Hello, everyone. Stephen Paul Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco. His biological parents were a Syrian political science student, Abdul Fattah Jandali, and a German-American graduate student, Joanne Schiebel. Their relationship was fleeting, and the pregnancy was unexpected. At that time in America, certain procedures were illegal, so they made a difficult choice. They decided to have the baby and place him for adoption, setting in motion a fate they could never have imagined. The newborn was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, a loving couple from the Bay Area. They named him Stephen. Meanwhile, his biological parents eventually married and had a daughter, Mona Simpson, who would grow up to be a renowned novelist. Steve and Mona would connect later in life, but he never sought a relationship with his birth parents. In 1968, the Jobs family moved to Mountain View, California. This region was becoming the epicenter of the electronics revolution, a fact that would deeply influence a curious young Steve. School, however, was a struggle. He found classes dull and faced bullying. A move to Los Altos led him to a new school and a life-changing introduction. A friend brought Steve to meet a former student, a brilliant electronics hobbyist named Stephen Wozniak. Their shared passion for circuitry sparked a friendship that would one day shake the world. After high school, Jobs briefly attended Reed College, but dropped out after just one semester. The cost was burdensome for his parents, and he felt confined by the traditional curriculum. Yet, he didn't leave the campus. He stayed, crashing on friends' floors and auditing classes that truly captivated him, like calligraphy. That course taught me the art in the spacing of letters, a beauty I later poured into every Mac. This pursuit of beauty, even while surviving on returned soda bottles and free meals from a local temple, defined his chaotic early 20s. Wozniak once showed Jobs a blue box, a device for making free long-distance calls. Jobs, already fascinated by tech, saw an opportunity. They built and sold these boxes themselves. This small venture did more than make money. It ignited Jobs' confidence in his ability to build and sell revolutionary ideas. Before Apple, Jobs worked at the video game company Atari. In 1974, the company sent him to Germany for work. With savvy negotiation, he managed to get a one-way ticket and used the return fare to embark on a different pilgrimage. He didn't go home to America. He headed for India in search of spiritual awakening. In India, Jobs immersed himself. He wore simple clothes, walked barefoot, and sought enlightenment. This journey stripped away materialism and sharpened his intuition. He returned to California convinced that instinct and vision were more powerful than intellect alone. This newfound clarity was the catalyst. In 1976, from his parents' garage, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne founded Apple Computer. The garage was their headquarters. Their first product, the Apple I, was a bare circuit board for hobbyists. No keyboard, no screen. Wozniak was the engineering genius. Jobs was the relentless visionary, always on the phone seeking investors. The next year, they launched the Apple II, a true personal computer that ignited a revolution. Sales soared to $118 million in just a few years, but failure followed success. Products like the Apple III and the Lisa computer flopped. Then came the Macintosh in 1984. While innovative, it didn't meet sales expectations. As the head of the Mac division, Jobs bore the blame. The board of directors stripped him of his duties, and in 1985, he was ousted from the company he created. This was his darkest hour, yet he fought back like a champion. He founded Next, a software company, and purchased a small graphics division from Lucasfilm called Pixar. Getting fired was the best thing that could have happened, freeing me to enter my most creative period. Under his leadership, Pixar released Toy Story, the first full-length 3D animated film, making history. Meanwhile, Apple floundered without him. By 1997, it was nearing bankruptcy. In a dramatic turn, the company brought Jobs back as CEO. He returned with Next's advanced operating system, which became the foundation of Mac OS, saving Apple from collapse. Then, the golden era began. In 2001, the iPod transformed how we listen to music. In 2007, the iPhone did the unthinkable. It put the internet in our pockets and changed